Hello everyone, this is Swapnil, and in this project I performed exploratory data analysis on the Amazon Prime Video dataset to understand content distribution, audience preferences, production trends, and actors, directors, genre involvement across the platform. So the project belongs to media and entertainment analytics domain, and this dataset consists of two files. The first dataset contains information about Amazon Prime titles such as title name, content type, release year, runtime, IMDb rating, TMDb rating, genre, production countries, and each certification. And the second data set, that is credit, or and it contains credit information including actors, directors, which are associated with each title. So the main objective of this project was to find and to understand how Amazon Prime structures its content library, which genre is dominating this platform, how content has been evolved over time, and what factors are associated with highly rated content. And for this project, I used NumPy and Pandas for data manipulation, Matplotlib and Seaborn for data visualization, and Colab for development and execution. So the goal was not to just show the chart I made, but to generate business insights that would help understand content strategy and audience preferences. So before starting the analysis, I focused on understanding business problems. First of all, streaming platform invest in billions in content production. So therefore, understanding the content, how can content be performing well in the future, that is extremely important. And the key questions I wanted to answer were: what type of content dominates the platform, which genres are most common, how content production has been evolving over time, which countries contribute the most content, how do rating and popularity relate to each other, and which actors and directors appear most frequently, and which characteristics are associated with highly rated content. So answering these questions can help streaming platform make better decision regarding strategy, production, audience targeting, and investment planning. So first of all, I imported all the libraries which I will be needing, that is NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. And beside it, I also imported my dataset, that is titles and credits. And as a data analyst, I prefer using sample instead of head and tail, as samples will be finding random rows from the entire dataset. And I did the same for the credit data set also. So after that, I found out the shape of the first data set, that is title, and it is having 9,771 rows and 15 columns. And credit dataset is also having 1,24,235 rows and 5 columns. And after that, I found out info, and based on the info, I could easily see what are the numeric columns and how much are the none values present in it. And I did the same for the credit data set also. It is having, basically it is having like it is basically like a review type. So after that, I used describe to find out the numeric columns, the count of it, mean, standard deviation, mean, percentiles, and max. And after that, I was analyzing the missing values in titled data set. So basically I have visualized in the form of percentage. So it is having, for example, here it is age clarification certification. It is having 65% of missing values. Then there is seasons that is having approx 87%, and beside it, it is there is IMDb ID. It is having 6% of the data set, and IMDb score that is 10%, IMDb votes 10%, IMDb popularity 5%, and TMDB score that is 21%. And so basically, in this data set, age certification and seasons is having a lot of null values in it. So instead of like deleting the whole data set, the whole column, I understood like what could be the problem in it. Like for example, in this data set there is type, and it is having movies and shows. So movies can't have seasons. So there might be possibility that missingness can be the error. And I did the same for the IMDb scores, IMDb votes, TMDB scores, and age certification. And for analysis, I handle missing values appropriately depending on the business question. And in the credits data set also, I did the same. So basically, it was having the basically it was like a review. So like I couldn't do as much for this, like 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 dropping the characters and all. So then I checked the duplicacy present in it. Before checking the duplicates, I handle the missing values, and in this like I evaluated based on the categorical and the numerical values. So for the categories, I used a text to fill the space, and for the numerical values, missing values, I have used median, because mean can be sensitive for outliers. So better way for me was to use median to fill the null values. And after that, I have handled duplicates, and thus the title data set, it was three duplicates. So basically it can be having the same show names, same movie names. So I basically dropped it, and after that I merged the data set. So I merged the data set based on the inner join, and the the primary key was ID. And after merging the data set, I again use sample to find out the random rows which are like present in the data set. And I again calculated the shape of it, and now it is having 1,24,235 rows, 19 columns. And after looking at the shape of the new merged data set, I have I found out the uniqueness of the genres, what are the type of the genres the data set is having, and the production countries like which are producing the content. And then after that our EDA starts. So for the univariate analysis, I found out there was a column type, and it was having shows and the movies present in it. So like I have used count plot in it to find out the number of the shows and the movies present in the data set. And this is the visualization. So I also added business insights after each and every charts. So it is telling me that the majority is the movies in this platform. And after that, there was a chart of of the trend of the content production trend over time. So as like so nearby, like 2015, like the content production was at the peak. So from 2010 it was like increasing, and and in 2015 it was at the peak. So after that I have used aggregation function to find out the IMDb score of it, and based on that, like I have used like IMDb score distribution using his plot, and I have also included the mean of it. Like I have shown mean that is 5.99 in the chart. And this his plot is telling me that like the average of the IMDb scores is around 5 to 7, and like most of the contents basically having IMDb score is nearby the mean. And my second chart is analyzing runtime distribution, and I have distributed movies and shows based on the minutes they are playing, and this it is telling me that most of the contents are the movies which more duration, like extremely high runtime create, and this is better for the content production team. And the next analysis is of age certification analysis, and in this I analyzed age certification categories, and this is showing me teen, adult are dominating the platform, and this indicates that the Amazon Prime targets mature audience rather than focusing heavily on children content. Then the next then the next visualization is based on top genres, and this is showing me that drama, comedy, and thriller dominates the platform. And next is top production countries, and in this, like US is leading, and it contributes the largest shares of the content production. And next visualization is role distribution, like like the actors are like more as compared with the director. And my next visualization is who is the top actor. So basically I have visualized based on the top 10 of the actors based on the number of the films they have made. And in this I have found that George Gabby Hayes is the leading actor is the leading most frequent actor in Amazon Prime platform, and it shows that small group of actors appeared repeatedly across the different platforms. And my next visualization is the top directors, and in this and this visualization is based on the number of the titles, like which director has number of like total number of movies or shows. And in this Joseph Kane is leading. And my next analysis is bivariate analysis, and first of all the visualization I did was IMDb and TMDB scores, and this is telling me that like higher the IMDb rating, and this IMDb versus TMDB score relationship is showing me strong positive correlation. And the next visualization is of correlation map, and this is of runtime IMDb score, TMDB score, IMDb votes, and TMDB popularity. And And this is showing me positive correlation between IMDb scores and TMDB scores. And my next visualization is runtime by type, and like on the number of the minutes the movie has been run. And this visualization is telling, sorry, I was telling that runtime by content time visualization is telling that movies is having wide variation of runtime rather than the shows. And my next visualization is, it is based on IMDb score by type, by content type. So it is telling that shows is having more IMDb score rather than the movie. So it is outperforming the audience rating, and audience is basically rating more for shows rather than the movies. And my next visualization is gen- genre performance. So which genre is more performing based on the average IMDb rating. And as you can see that sports, action and drama is leading in that. And this is the highest rated genre in Amazon Prime. And my next visualization is IMDb votes versus IMDb score. And it is generally telling me that IMDb votes doesn't guarantee the, the higher the IMDb votes doesn't guarantee the higher IMDb scores. And this genre versus content type is telling that, like, in movies, action, animation, family, fantasy, sci-fi is leading, and in shows, action, animation, and fantasy is leading. And my next visualization is TMDB popularity based on the content type. And this is showing that, like, movies are having wider popularity rather than the shows. And my next analysis is multivariate analysis. And my first visualization is runtime with IMDb score by type. And this is telling longer runtime doesn't necessarily improve the rating. And in this movie movie and shows is, and it is generally showing that, like, these both are not correlated, as shows are start like ending till 60 minutes, and movies are start like it is going up to 60 to approx 200 minutes. And my next analysis is based on the content growth over years. And as you can see that, like, movies are, like, at the peak at the 2020, and like shows is generally the growth is very low as compared to the movies. And my next visualization is top actors based, and it is based on highly rated content. And in this project, Tamali, Deepti Ketkar is leading. And my next visualization is top director based on IMDb score. And in this, like, Dipkal Langetkar is leading. And my next visualization is aged certific- certification versus content type. And it is showing us that, and this is basically showing that, like, unknown category, age certification category is watching lot of movies as compared to the shows. Apart from unknown, teen and adult are dominating in both movies and shows. And my next visualization is runtime distribution by content type. And it is generally showing that the the shows are basically running 36 minutes, and the movies are running, the average time of movie is 1 hour 30 minutes. My next visualization is content distribution by decade, and it is generally showing that, like, 2010 is at the peak, for both movie and shows. So in conclusion, after completing the univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis, I combined these findings to understand Amazon Prime overall content strategy. So the platform is heavily movie oriented. Content production has increased significantly in recent year, and US is the lead production house, and and the audience rating generally align with popularity metrics. So this insights helps one to explain how Amazon Prime has built and expanded in its content ecosystem. Thank you.